This is not meant to be exhaustive. It's just a reminder that shortly before Nosferatu began bombing Gaza, there was an incident out by East Palestine, Ohio, where they had that vinyl solution wreck involving Mackenzie Shirilla, who I know to be an innocent person. We all know she's innocent. There are a great many details that need to be sleuthed out carefully that I will not mention because this is just a reminder of the case and its importance. When I say I don't have a great deal of grasp of detail, that does not mean that our oppressors do not have a great deal of attention to detail. They choreograph things because they're professionals from Hollywood that seem almost paranormal. For example, Michael Ewart, E.W. Art, East West Art, made it a point to jog when I would see him up by East West Circuit Road. East West Circuit Road, where Martin Andelman, who was involved in the Wells Fargo takeover, Wells Fargo, which overlooks the Federal Building in downtown Seattle, introduced me to his gang, Magna Cum Thaws and Leslie Sonetta Katz. It's right on the corner where Cyril Wecht, coroner and forensic scientist, lives in a house full of masks. And as an advisor to Oliver Stone and the author of Grave Secrets, that's not far from Vladimir Putin. Miles Kirshner's brochure as a law attorney reads, "There's no such thing as objective reality, only what the jury believes." When Hollywood men like Martin Sheen and Clint Eastwood and Oliver Stone are working with Putin and Cyril Wecht on designing operations of grave secrets involving a sinister crime, what the jury believes depends on the power of persuasion and certain loyalties. Cyril Wecht enjoys poaching and then explaining that it happened differently than it actually did. He's very like Kirshner. It gives them a great deal of pleasure to convict the innocent. In fact, one of their dacoits, Mark Nordenberg, used to lecture at Pitt Law Schools, much to my indignation. Their students, that it was their job to convict the guilty if necessary, that they just go out and represent their client. I was furious. Their number 2 law student, Miles Kirshner, would sit on the wall saying how much he hated Arabs. It should be and probably is illegal under the bylaws of the University of Pittsburgh to hate on a minority that has students in that school. And yet he would do it vociferously. And he had black partners who would say, "How dare you mention that I'm black? It's racism. Can't you? Affirmative action is racism," and so on. And he had a partner named Mackenzie. Both of them were in the hallucinogenic traffic. Both of them. Mackenzie has a father in brain research. Wattenmaker worked with Mackenzie and still does. Mackenzie, of course, is like Father Mackenzie, wiping the dirt from their hands as they walk from the graves in Gaza. No one was saved. Mackenzie Shirilla was part of an operation. Shirilla was chosen for Shaviti, a book about LSD treatment of Holocaust survivors that I found in John Schulman's Den of Thieves, one of whose employees was a close associate of Adam Eisenstadt, a ghostwriter for Donald Trump, who used to get on the radio claiming to be Abdul the terrorist. He was an Israeli berserker for whom Biden continues to cover, for whom Harris continues to cover, for whom that 78 RPM chipmunk, RFK Jr., continues to cover. Lord, if you can't beat him, join him, RFK Jr. Everyone knows Mackenzie was innocent. The Decordery here in Seattle, the Jericho tribe who took her hostage, with help of this gang, gave me this book. And there was a girl named Mac at the clubhouse in the lead up to daring me to try to match wits with Sir Wecht. Who is Sir Wecht? Well, I warned the post office that Schulman was ripping them off, and they chased me out of town. And they had a Jewish guy call up from the post office service to the clubhouse and make it a point of getting them to declare their love slavery to him as a Jew. Schulman was ripping off the Carnegie, it turns out, for millions of dollars. But don't tell the JFK researchers that Cyril Wecht was an affectionate affinity person to Leslie Katz and John Schulman, working together with Robert Fripp of King Crimson, because he's the one who reported Kennedy's brain missing. When? After he was there. Did they check his bags? I doubt it. They poached Mackenzie Shirilla because she is from the Ohio public school system. When I first reported Wattenmaker, they sent in Ohio State troopers from corrections. He was in Attica State Corrections, in Pennsylvania State Corrections, working with Mackenzie on a brain implant. They sent in Ohio State Corrections to the University of Pittsburgh. How come? Mackenzie Shirilla was part of the Ohio public school systems. She's entitled to a new trial and a competent defense, not these martini-clinking pseudo-lawyers who are in the profession for Wecht and Kirshner. And they call themselves Strongsville while picking on children.